പ്രവാസി വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളുടെ പഠന വിഷയങ്ങളുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട് ഭവൻസ് ഒരുക്കുന്ന ചർച്ചാ പരിപാടിയാണ് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ ടു ഹോം. വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളിലെ ആകുലതകളും പ്രയാസങ്ങളും ലഘൂകരിക്കുന്നതിന് വിവിധ വിഷയങ്ങളിൽ പ്രാവീണ്യം നേടിയിട്ടുള്ള അധ്യാപകർ നയിക്കുന്ന ചർച്ച കാണാം.
Welcome to yet another episode of Bhavan's Education to Home, an initiative of Bhavan's Middle East in association with Janam TV. Myself Alicia and John.
I am Renee George.
Myself Anuradha Nair.
We, the members of the Department of Mathematics, Bhavan's Kuwait, are here to share some important points which will give the students of grade 7 a glimpse of the concepts which they are going to learn throughout the year and how it is going to lay the foundation for pure math in the coming higher grades. In grade 6, they already learned the basics of number system, geometry and algebra, and it is continued in grade 7. These three branches are further developed in higher grades. So, we would like to share on which areas students should focus more so that they can get rid of their math fear and they can make their math learning more interesting.
So really ma'am, what strategy did you use for teaching grade 7 students?
Well, nowadays we have many online strategies to visualize the concept which will make their learning more smart. GeoGebra is an online site which is used worldwide for understanding the mathematical concepts in a deeper level. Class 7 Maths focuses on developing various real-life skills in students. Chapter 1, that is integers, teach young minds how to work on number line while performing the arithmetic operations on signed integers. The main concepts falling under this chapter are arithmetic operations and properties of signed integers. This chapter consists of 30 different types of questions in different level. In chapter 2, that is fractions and decimals, are designed to work with fractions, different types of fractions and how to work with them. The succeeding sections in decimals, how to perform the arithmetic operations on decimals. Here students need to build a strong understanding of this chapter by following some tips, such as apply the concept in daily life situation, revise the theories which taught in previous classes, and of course by doing regular practice. In chapter 9, that is rational numbers, the extension of number system. Here, students will get the opportunity to represent the rational numbers on a number line, simplifying, comparing and arithmetic operations on rational numbers. Very large numbers are difficult to read, compare and to understand. In this case, we use exponents. In chapter 13, that is Exponents and Powers, takes a close look at the rules which is related to exponents. The numbers in the exponential form obey certain rules. The main thing being held, how to work on multiplication and division are encountered in the case of exponents. Students must learn all these facts which are explained in detail. This chapter consists of 17 different types of questions including long answer time. Now, Anuradha ma'am, can you please explain the chapters which come under algebra?
Sure ma'am. Well, equations are one of the most important aspects of mathematics. The word determines the equality between the two sides of an equation, that is RHS and LHS. So chapter 4, simple equation, give an insight into how to interpret statement, convert them into the form of an equation and subsequently solve it. Thus, students get a good idea of how to apply simple equations to practical situation. Also in this chapter, they learn converting a statement to an equation and finding the value of an equation as well. So really ma'am, here they learn only simple linear equations, right?
Yes, in grade 7, they learn only linear equations. It continued to class 8 under the chapter quadratic equation.
Let's go on to the next chapter, comparing quantities, which is often required us to compare two quantities in our daily life, which may be salaries, wages, marks, heights, weights, etc. It gives students the tool required to draw comparison between two or more quantities and make inferences about them using equivalent ratios. The chapter starts by explaining equivalent ratios. Also in this chapter contain various concepts based on percentages and how to apply them to real life problems. Then move to the chapter 8, algebraic expressions. Here they learn how expressions are formed, different types of algebraic expressions, terms of an expression, like and unlike terms, features of monomial, binomial, trinomial, and polynomial. So, Raini ma'am, what topics do you expect to concentrate on more in grade 7 students?
All the chapters are equally important, but they have to concentrate more on algebra since it is difficult for them when compared to other chapters.
So, Alisha ma'am, could you please explain which are the topics under geometry in grade 7?
Sure, ma'am. The chapters that come under geometry are lines and angles, triangle and its properties, congruence of triangles, symmetry, and visualizing solid shapes. Lines and angles introduces young minds to the formation of different types of angles and their properties, intersection of lines and angles formed between them, and the relationship between such angles. The topics covered under this chapter include complementary angles, supplementary angles, adjacent angles, linear pairs, etc. Coming to the chapter of triangle and its properties, in this chapter, students learn to draw median and altitude of triangles, determining exterior angles, the topics associated with equilateral triangles, isosceles triangles, and right angle triangle, and also finding the unknown angles using angle sum property. Congruence of triangles. In this chapter, an introduction is given to explain the meaning of congruence between two figures, and this chapter further explains the different criteria for congruence of triangles and how to apply them effectively. Coming to the chapter of symmetry, this chapter gives the best possible explanation for concepts such as linear symmetry, rotational symmetry, and how to apply them to create designs in our day-to-day life. And the last chapter in geometry is visualizing solid shapes, and this chapter instills the foundation for higher grades, that is to solve sister topics such as mensuration. This chapter also explains how to identify the different elements associated with solid figures. Also, students learn to identify the different cross sections of solid figures, isometric and oblique structures, and the net structures corresponding to each solid shape. So, as Reni ma'am said, GeoGebra is an excellent online platform with many apps and resources which students can use to visualize geometry concepts, and they can learn geometry in a deeper way. Other than GeoGebra, Vishnu's is another online learning center. With this, we come to an end of our panel discussion. Before we sign off, I would like to express my sincere gratitude on behalf of this panel to Janam TV and the management Pavan's Middle East. Thank you.
കുവൈറ്റ് ജനത്തിൻ്റെ ഈ അധ്യായം ഇവിടെ പൂർണ്ണമാകുന്നു. ഏറ്റവും പുതിയ വിശേഷങ്ങളുമായി അടുത്തയാഴ്ച വീണ്ടും കാണാം. നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം.
Kuwait Janam, brought to you